a lot of these conferences that we come to, people are looking for these quick fixes to change their business and increase their business. But what we're going to be talking about is how to have a better purpose for yourself so that you can actually grow yourself and then grow your business. And you'll hear me say this a lot, is that your business grows to the extent that you do. And I really do believe that. So what I'd like to do is give us a simple yet effective way to kind of work through a workflow for your mission, vision, value, beliefs, and perspectives. Really helped me in my career. So let's get right into it. First of all, who here is new in the business right now? Leo, I know you're back there. Less than a year? All right, how long?
Just over a year.
Just over a year? How you like it so far? Nice, I like it. There you go. How about more than, say, 5 years? 5? More than 10? Yeah? So you're crazy like me? I love it. That's awesome. Let me go through this story 1 second as well. So, again, what we usually see is people looking for tips and tricks, but when we can really work on who we are personally, again, it's not this sexy thing and getting 20 more leads through social media or $0 to $100,000 in your first year. But the reason why I say that is because in the last 20 years I've been doing this, almost 20 years in this business, I've seen a big decline in terms of the actual happiness of the realtor population. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I talk to a lot of realtors, whether they're new agents trying to struggle to find deals, or they're veteran agents that have been around longer than I have, and they feel like they're living the same year over and over and over again, and they're trying to find a new fire or some purpose behind them, or successful agents. And this is, I think, the biggest group of people that I talk to. They're struggling with that success trap that we'll talk about, because you're searching for it, you're chasing it, like your first few years in the business, you're chasing that success. But what I find is that a few people mentioned it before. I think the lady that was out here with Matt, she mentioned that she got to a point where she was doing all these deals, but it didn't really fulfill her at the end of the day. And so that's what that success trap comes in. I think we're seeing that a lot in Hollywood as well. It's not just in our business, but we're seeing people that are so successful out there, they're actually taking their own lives sometimes because there's no purpose in what they're doing, so they're looking for outlets there. And so I grew up in this business, again, about 18 years ago. Somebody else mentioned it today. Does anybody remember flip phones? Do you guys have flip phones? Leo, you ever seen a flip phone before? You do? Wow. The Motorola Razr, that was the coolest thing ever. Anybody remember that? You'd open it up. You have and if you ever wanted to hang up on somebody, you could actually hang up on them. It was absolutely amazing. We had fax machines. That was great. And we couldn't actually text the way we do now. If I wanted to text my name, Chris, first name is C, so the number 1, I'd have to press it 3 times, let that C lock in, and then go to the next one. That's why I still have PTSD and I don't like to text to this day. The one thing that we did have when I started my career in Houston, Texas, we had electronic lock boxes in the early to mid 2000s. So why we don't have those now, I'm not too sure. But as I continue to grow in this business and I start to really start to talk to more people, I'm realizing there's more and more people that are just unhappy in this business. And I don't know if it's because of, we've had COVID, we had all these crazy rate hikes, or it's because of social media, we're comparing ourselves to others. But I really do feel, all jokes aside, it's just something that we need to work on as a group together, because this can be a very fruitful and purposeful business that we're in helping people. But I think a lot of times we kind of put ourselves last and focus on the deals first. Anybody ever feel like that before? Yeah. So I see, again, those successful agents they're doing all these deals and they're just not getting that fulfillment. The veteran agents that are feeling like they're, living the same day over and over again. So it's something that I really am passionate about. So what does that success trap look like? Anybody here ever felt burnout before? Yeah? What does it feel like?
Yeah, tough, just tiring, burnout.
Burnt out, right? Anxiety, depression, a constant comparison to others. And that's what a lot of times when I'm talking to people, I get excited to talk to lots of people in this industry. And when I really get into it, there is a lot of that burnout talk. And why is that? When we're doing deals and you're trying to get everything going, you're doing it, and it's all about the money and the deal, that is great. But once you get to a certain level, that doesn't kind of fulfill what it is that you're trying to accomplish, right? And then you start to feel burnout at the end of the day. And I promise to all the new agents in here, this business of sales is a lot more simple than we make it out to be. And to the veterans out there, I say you can give yourself more purpose by understanding who you are today and build out a mission, vision, value, beliefs, and perspective system that's true to you. And to those successful agents as well, you can actually give yourself more purpose to actually do even more deals, or build the business that you want that's true to you. And it just takes time. It takes a daily effort to understand who you are, to move towards it. And I always say this, a great one to write down, that success doesn't happen in a day, it happens daily. And I think we need to come back to it over and over and over again. And what I always say is, it's like we're in a never-ending race. This is the way that I put with burnout, is that we're all starting a race together. The gun goes off, and we're all competing against each other as realtors, right? And we're all running. We all start. Where are we going? We don't know. How long are we racing for? I don't know. But hey, I'm beating that person, so I'm comparing myself to that person, so I feel good. But then I can see somebody ahead of me. I feel like I can never catch that person. But what we need to realize, it sounds super cheesy, that we're all running our own race. And if you have a purpose of where you are and where you want to be, you get to actually run the race that is purposeful to you, and you actually get to enjoy the business of real estate. Anybody ever here gone through an ups and downs in this business before? Daily? A few times a day? We can get through those and have a better purpose or a better sense of ourselves when we have this in mind. So what I hope to bring to you, at least one person, is a way or a method that we can actually build this out, that you can come back to on a weekly, on a monthly, on a quarterly basis, so that you can really build in that purpose for yourself. So who here has heard of a mission, vision, value, beliefs, and perspectives? Anybody? Mission, yeah, back there, Sonia. So we've heard of mission, vision, value, and a lot of times in the corporate sense. But what I really want to do is get excited about where we are in that, or in the P on that, which is your perspective. Who are you today, and who is it that you want to become? So regardless of what's happening in your business, if you're doing deals and you're happy, or if you're struggling, you can actually go back to this each day and get excited every morning to get up and kind of avoid that unnecessary burnout. Because I've been there before where I haven't even wanted to get out of bed before because it's so draining, right? You just like, there's nothing else that can really get you going. So, but what you need to do is have one that's true to you, and again, the mission, vision, value introduction here, understanding that this can be your GPS. Because what's the first thing a GPS does? If you say, I want to go to Florida, I want to go for a vacation down there, what's the first thing the GPS calculates? Anybody? Where you are, right? And I think a lot of times us in this business is always moving so fast that we don't take an opportunity to understand who I am right now, what are my truths, what's true to me, so that I can build a life that I want. We're always looking at what does social media say I should be, or what should somebody else think I should be, am I competing against somebody else? So when we start with that, you can actually build up that vision, which is your destination that you want to go to. And when you have a values and belief system that's true to you, you get to live every single day with those values, so you can stay true to yourself and towards a mission that you're working for, an eventual vision. And here's the funny thing. When you start to grow and you come back to it, if I start today, in a month from now, 2 months from now, my perspective is going to be completely different. So that my values, they should stay similar to where they are, but my vision can change as well. So I don't have to be running that race against other people. I get to compare myself to who I was yesterday, not to who I'm competing against. Does that make sense to everybody? Anybody ever get caught in that kind of comparison trap before? Yeah? Doesn't feel good, does it? So I'm going to do different things here. So this is kind of what it looks like. And here's what if you're a new agent, if you're looking at the bottom here, you start your business, you get some traction, you start to get going. And what happens is you get excited. So if you look at that kind of green line going up, and then we start to see some massive success. So once you get into that success area, this is what I call that success trap. So your incremental increase in your income or your deals, you start to feel happy. Anybody ever feel happy when they do deals? Anybody ever feel like a crack addict just chasing after them, trying to do deals? Here's what happens. As you get more and more success, that incremental deal volume or the incremental money that you make becomes less and less. And what I see happen is that people, they start to get burnt out. Very successful, like outwardly success with deals and pats on the back from their brokerage, or they're number one in their office. Those are the people I find are, I don't want to say the saddest, but they're the ones that have the least amount of purpose, and we feel that next hit or that next deal is going to bring us that happiness when it really doesn't. It's not until you get into that significance that's true to you that you can actually really start to enjoy this business and do a ton of deals. Does that make sense or hit home for anybody? Because when I heard about the success trap, I've gotten there before. I'm going to go over mine in a second with you, my story, which was my journey. So I went down to Houston, Texas when I was 23. I knew nothing. I was a broke kid, and all I knew is that I was broke and I needed to make money. And we went through the recession and things were tough, but my mission, it was just like all I needed. I need to make money, I need to make money. At that time, that was the most important thing to me. So what happened was I went through the recession, ended up going through some incredible struggles. I had some epic failures, but ended up reaching every goal that I thought that I wanted. I got everything that I thought that I wanted. And then what happened was, guess what happened? I reached it, and I was probably the saddest I've ever been in my life because I realized all of that outward success and the financial thing was great. It helped me build my life out, but I had less purpose than I ever thought possible. I was sacrificing relationships. I was sacrificing my health. I was sacrificing everything to get this thing that I thought I wanted, and when I did, it was probably one of the most depressing sections of my life. But it was awesome because I got to learn, and my perspective went from being a broke 23-year-old to being a somewhat successful 30-year-old. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to change my perspective. And what happened was we moved back to Canada because my mother-in-law passed away when my wife was 7 months pregnant. So we decided, hey, we need to move back. But it was a chance for me to change my perspective and change my vision, what I was doing. So I was super selfish before in terms of this is what I need to do for myself to make me happy in terms of the money. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to start a team and I'm going to pour into other people. And it was almost selfish in another way because my perspective was, hey, if the people around me are happy, successful, and doing well, I get to be happy and successful and doing well. If my wife's happy, I get to be happy. If my team members are doing deals and they're successful and they're living life and I can live through them and be happy, that's also quite selfish because what happened was anybody here in 2017 and 2018 when the market shifted? That was a tough time. I saw some of my team members not do as well. They were sad. They were depressed. They were the ones not doing deals. They had to get out of the business. So I took that on. Instead of that being that selfish, I was so altruistic that I was getting my happiness from others. And I realized that was definitely not the case either. So I changed that and looked, hey, how can I have a better perspective on who I am to be the best version of myself so I can give into others? And that's kind of changed to where I've come to today. And it's really helped me enjoy the business through the ups and downs and being able to review this. So I'm going to give you my method of doing it. And again, people have probably seen this. I don't know if anyone has done it in this way, but it's, again, taking that GPS approach. And I can share this with anybody if you want it. But you start with your perspective first, starting down there. So how you view yourself and your situation at any given moment. And this is one where you have to be super truthful with yourself. If you're having issues, if you have problems, like be truthful. And then you can start to grow into that person that you want to become or build that life out based on that. So your current reference point, who you are today. Your values and beliefs. Values are going to be what's important to you. What do you value? And your beliefs is what do you believe to be true and what rules do you follow? I'll go over mine in a second to give you an example. But these are going to be, in that GPS analogy, these are going to be the guiding principles that get you to where you want to go. It's your roadways, your speed limits, those things that are true to you. And if you're always living within those values and beliefs and trying to become somebody that you're searching for, you can always kind of avoid those moments of when you feel that sense of lack or depression or anxiety. And the last thing, the mission. People get all freaked out about this, and I think this is why most people don't do it when they see mission, vision, values, because they start with mission first. Why are you alive? Is that a pretty big question? Does anybody here know exactly why they're alive? It's always changing from day to day, month to month. So you can be as detailed as you want, but if you give yourself a reason, you get to build out the eventual vision in the direction you want to go. And the one thing I get excited about every day, and why I get excited at 5 o'clock in the morning when I wake up, because each day I get to say, here's where I am now, and the man that I would like to become, the business that I want, the life that I want, is just that much further away because I get to continue to keep working towards it every single day. So it gets closer and closer every day. And then my perspective changes so I can continually grow. And I can tell you right now, yes, I still get burnt out. And yes, I still get anxiety and depression. But I can tell you that is so minimal compared to where it was before because I'm focused on who I'm becoming. And everything else around me tends to get better. And I can tell you that you do way more business when you work on yourself first. That sound fair? So this is my 23-year-old example of myself. I didn't have one, but I knew I wanted to make money. So if I did write one down, this is what it would look like. So wherever you are in your life, you can write this down and it's true to you. My perspective, I was a 23-year-old broke real estate agent in a new country with no friends and literally no clue what I was doing. Don't ask me how I made it work. I got super lucky. But I valued hard work, money, fitness, and having fun. My beliefs were that I believed if I made money, I would be happy. that was the most false thing ever. It helped, but then if I thought that was the only thing that was gonna make me happy, it was very, very incorrect. So my mission was I need to make $1 million and not be broke. And my vision, when I make $1 million, I'm gonna be able to sit back and be happy, but not until I get there. So when I got there, guess what happened? I realized, hey, there's a lot more to life than just doing deals. So what does that look like today? I don't know if anybody can read this. I'm going to try to do it myself, but this is mine today. And it's very scary for me to share this because it is very vulnerable, being very vulnerable. But if you were able to share this with the people that you love, they get to see and cherish the person that you're trying to become, and you can build that life around you. So my current perspective, I should have brought mine up with me, is I am a healthy 41-year-old man, father of 2, loving husband of an amazing wife. I'm physically fit, mentally strong, and I am committed to the man that I'm intending to become. I love leading a team and myself through my own actions and accountability and holding others accountable to their goals so that they can build better lives. Now, that has changed each and every quarter. What I do is I go and we reevaluate it. And it stays relatively the same, but that's where I start. I always start, how old am I right now? Where am I in this life? And it helps me give a perspective on where I want to go to. So my values are hard work, customer service, honesty and integrity, trust, leadership, empathy, kindness, consistency, professionalism, relationships, finances, wealth, mental health, being a good father, good husband, good friend, a good human, spirituality. I love having fun and inner peace. And I'm telling you, this system gave me so much inner peace that I'm so excited to share it with you guys. My beliefs is I believe that I'm in 100% control of what I can control in my life. No one else is responsible for me and my own happiness. Life is good and bad, two sides of the same coin. I choose to react to each the way that I want to. I get what I put out. I get out of this world what I put into it, and nothing trumps hard work. My personal mission statement, again, has changed every single time I come back, because it changes a little bit, but always comes back to now building myself so that in a way that I can feed into others. I'm here to serve everyone that I connect with at the highest level. That means starting with myself first, physically, mentally, spiritually. I'm no better than anyone else around me, only a man willing to serve the person and the moments provided. In turn, I help people live their best lives possible. And the vision statement, this is where, if you're living within your mission and your beliefs and values, this is what your life looks like. And this is where I can get excited about, because I can see where I want to go to. And when I'm living in in alignment with my mission, vision, value, beliefs, and perspective, over time, I build the life that I desire, helping others. I am extremely profitable, happy family life on purpose, and I will leave this world a better place because I was here. And when I read that, I get excited about all the opportunities that build itself out in front of me. And when I am feeling down, what I always say is come back to this. If you're feeling great, you're doing deals, you're feeling great, read your mission, vision, value, beliefs, and perspective. I guarantee you'll be in line with your values, your beliefs, and you'll be doing something that you can see a bigger vision for. If you're feeling down, and like anybody in the last year or two felt a little bit like, this sucks, no, just me? Market hasn't been hard for anybody else? No, it's been good. If you feel that, go back to it. That will help propel you through those tough times, and that's what I've used it for. If ever I'm feeling down, I'm just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? There's been times over the last 2 years where things have been really, really hard in the business. I read that and it helps get me through, because I still know that vision that I'm shooting for, I need to go through these tough times. And if you are feeling anxiety, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling burnt out, I guarantee you, if you read that over, you're gonna be more invigorated and excited. But if you're not, that means you're either not truthful in what you wrote down there, or you're not living in truth or in alignment with your values and beliefs and what you believe to be true. So if you do this, I promise you, you're in alignment with yourself, and your business will grow to the extent that you do. You'll do more deals, and you'll be happier. And I hope somebody takes this today and implements it, because it's changed my life a ton. Thank you so much for letting me talk to you guys.